Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the next episode of the Farmer Contractor series. Today's episode, we found some bargains at a local sale. Our winter drilled crops are coming through and it's all systems go at tillage. So let's get this cattle fed up and let's get after it. Hello folks, Simulation Full Nation here. Welcome back along to another episode of the Farmer Contractor series here on Greenlands Farm. We've been very busy since we last spoke to you. We have been full steam ahead with tillage. We're going to get back on the go with that in a moment there. But before that, we've got a few things to show you around the yard. We were able to pop over to a dispersal sale just the other day, where we got a few good little gems actually. Didn't expect to get quite so much. One of them is already out. Well, two bits of equipment are already out at use. We bought another plow. I wanted to get a something similar to what we currently have, but maybe like a 5-furrow equivalent plow. But there was actually a 7-furrow there as well, which no one was bidding on. So I got it for a ludicrously good price. Ended up paying about 7 grand for that thing, and it's in great shape. Some of the metals need to be replaced soon, but it's out there working now. We've had no issues with it so far, so that's fantastic. We bought a cultivator, which is more, it's a very light cultivator, really, nearly almost more of a stubble rake, to be honest with you. But it's doing its job. And that's what we want to see. It is working away nicely. Oh, that's a growl. And there we go. We are in our new pickup truck as well. We had a bit of an issue with the Hilux there, so we had to trade it out, but this one is, or return it, sorry, but this one is, this one's fine. It's going well, very well with us. Listen to that growl on the diesel. And behind us here, we have got a little diesel Bowser that we're going to take with us down to the field, actually. We need to go and jump into the 936 that is waiting for us this morning. I parked it down by where the field I'm in because, well, it was late when we finished last night and just wasn't really worth taking that big thing down the road when I can just stick it there. Lord, is this a loud truck. So what we're going to do is just stick this back in the driveway and we'll have a quick look through what's still left in the yard here. All of our machines are out. All the boys are out there working today, which is great. Really starting to get a good number of contracts in at the moment for our contracts, for our tillage work, which is fantastic. It's really where I wanted this to be. But before we do, we drilled winter oats and oilseed rape up here, and it's already emerging. It's already coming through, which is fantastic. There, we probably got that in a few weeks back, and it's, well, no, maybe a week and a bit ago, but it's coming through and looking like it's going great guns at the moment. So we want to see more of that coming through. But yeah, as you can see, we've still got some work to do in these fields. We're waiting for some lime to arrive for the far one, and this was going to get worked over as soon as the 936 can go onto the cultivator. But yeah, looking good. Looking like a good field of oilseed rapier. Very happy with it. And over the road there are some oats as well, which are also looking tremendous as well. So I'm very pleased with that indeed. Like I said, everything else is looking good there. We've got silage bales that we need to cart in, but we're trying to see if I got a buyer for those, because I don't really need them here at the moment. Now waiting to hear back and get a phone call back, hopefully in the next few days around those. Because if we do have a buyer, we're just going to load them straight up and get them out. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But that being said, everything else is good there. We're going to be coming back for the JCB in a moment. We took out our low loader trailer. We've got a plow on there. We got this little fuel Bowser. We got a cultivator, which is out working at the moment. It's only 4 meters wide, but it's nice to have a secondary, a lighter, like top-down cultivator, really. Our fuel Bowser. We also got a grain bucket for the JCB telehandler, which is just around the corner there as well. So we did well. We did very well indeed. Very happy with that. So yeah, always adding new additions there. And we're running out of storage space. I don't know where that second plow is going to go, but we'll figure that one out when we have to. And we'll see. But we do have a lot of demand for winter plowing at the moment, so we're just trying to get through as much of that as we can. I've got 2 of the fence out on that at the moment, and that seems to be going okay. So hopefully we'll keep that demand up. Now what we're going to do is pick up the fuel Bowser here, and then we're going to go for a gentle drive over to where the tractor and drill is held, and from there we will get ourselves going. We've not got too much over there. We've got these 2 bags of seeds, should finish up what we've got left to do, and then we'll be able to move on. But yeah, it is that field at least was a bigger field, but we should get that done today for sure. Alright, let's get this hooked up. we've run into a bit of a snag. It does appear that we won't be able to get that hooked on. I think we'll have to change the ball hook on the back of the telehandler for that. That's not a problem though. We can we'll leave it there. I think we should have enough to get through that field today, but we do need seed anyway, so we're gonna have to go for a little bit of a drive, and then we'll get this taken down there and be able to get cracking along. Otherwise, everything else is good. We're making a bit of progress with our own ground here. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for our maize silage as well, or where it's going to go and who's going to come and chop that for us, but that's going to be a challenge. We'll have to figure that one out. But otherwise, we're clearing up some good ground here. Conditions have been favourable. I think it's probably the fairest way to describe them there. Allowed us to get a bit more work done than I initially thought or had planned for. It's a junction that I desperately want to do some work to, because it is terrible. Anyway, down we go. All right. But like I say, it's about maybe a 2 or 3 minute drive around the corner here. Shouldn't take us too long, but it just seems safer to leave the fence where it was last night. I had a few other bits and pieces to run around and get once I finished drilling. Once it got a bit too dark and sticky, so we left it. We left it over there. Got the fence all set up working well. The GPS and the headland management, that has been just sailing along. Not a problem with that at all. Really does make it such a joy to drive that thing when you're coming to the end of your headland there, or the end of your row. Quick press of a button and you're on to the next one. It's been fantastic, and we're hoping to. It is really making things a lot more efficient. I've certainly noticed that, and I'm hoping that we'll see a continued climb there as well. So we'll have to see. We're all working for the same farm at the moment. All the tractors are all going out doing bits and pieces for the same farm. And when I finish where we are now, we've still got about there's one more field to go out there, and I think it's about 40 acres or so. It's a fairly large one actually. It's going to be a beast of a thing to finish, but it's on a hill as well, so it's going to be some slow drags up a hill, but we can only do what we can. And from where we're going, we might be able to see a couple of the other guys working. I don't know, but we'll certainly find out sooner rather than later. It is rush hour now though, so we got to watch out. All the cars are going through to the nearby town. Can't really see a great deal here, but we will keep persevering. And then yeah, we've got plenty more seed left to go at as well of our own. We're going to be putting a bit of winter wheat in, I think, and then the next we're going to have 2 fields of spring barley going in as well. Obviously, we'll wait to get that maize cleared, and then we can look into working that ground down a bit more as well. So lots to do around that. Looking to leasing the spreader as well soon, so we can get that lime spread. So yeah, we're going to be busy. It's going to be very, very good to see. Thank you very much to everyone who has been watching as well. I hope you're all doing very well. Let me know if you're on Greenlands, how it's all going for you, where you're working. And we'll just sail away down here. There you go. River's not too bad there at all at the moment. Incredibly, I still had someone asking if I could come and do some second cut silage today. Look at the height of that maize. We're not going to be doing any more of that. I think we're fully done. Bale's all been put away there. Everything's been cleaned down, and honestly, with the work I've got lined up for tillage, it's just not going to fit in. I just don't know where we're going to get that done, so I politely declined the offer, and we'll see. Now we are just going to go through here. And we're away. Wonderful stuff. So to my left over that field there, we've got, well, 2 fields over, we've got our new cultivator on the 718. Somewhere, you're not going to see them from here, I don't think, but over the brow of that hill, there's a field which was maize, but it was left for a wild bird seed. We've got the new plow actually to us on the 722, trying to work that ground in over there. And then the other plow, you can't see it at all. It's about, I don't know, half a mile away over the hills. And then here is me. This little yard, I don't know what this farm was at one point, but it looks like it's been pretty left abandoned for a while. Not a great deal left in there, so it's good for us to come here anyway, but everything else is looking good. I'm just going to start this thing up, let it warm through a little bit. Get the morning checks done on it as well, I suppose. Diesel's looking good. Engine oil's good as well. There you go. You love to see it. Okay. Alright, so we'll just fill this up while that's warming through. And then we should be good. Handy to have these little seed levers on the bottom of the bags there. Really just makes everything that little bit easier, a little bit safer. Alright. So we'll probably have to come back and fill up the rest of these at some point later on today there, but we shall see. We'll leave it here for now though. And so yeah, as you can see, we've been on this field here that was recently limed, so we're working that in as we go. It makes it rather pleasing to see as you go through. I'm about 50% the way through, give or take. We're putting oats into here, and it's going through well. It's heckishly stony though, so that is something I'm being a little bit cautious of there. Obviously with a power harrow there, I don't want to smash tines into oblivion, but we'll do what we can do. We're going to get ourselves ready to go here, make sure all of our GPS is set up again, and make sure everything's activated from where we last finished off last night. And let's see. Proceed is looking good. Let's get everything lifted up here. Okay. So there's a very big load here actually when you're driving down the road, which is why when it gets into the dark of the night, I'm hesitant to go anywhere unnecessarily. Especially some of these smaller roads. There's a lovely house there, by the way. Very nice. That being said, we're just going to get ourselves through. It looks like our GPS route is saved from yesterday. Just have to do a little bit of refinement on that one, I'm sure. And we should be all looking good. Okay, let me just see what this is like. So, I think that's all set up. What we're going to do, just until we get ourselves away, is get ourselves activated there. That looks better. And, alright, let's see. Disengage that. All my field management settings have all been set up there. So, with the press of the button on our joystick here, it's where we have go and end. I'm going to have already programmed it in to use the top one for that. And what will happen is it will engage PTO, increase our throttle, our engine revs. It's going to lower the front and then lower the drill down. It's then gonna start to drive us forward as well there. So all nice and handy. So all being well, we'll just get this all set away. And then, like I say, it'll all be engaged there. So when we get up to the top end, we'll be good. Beeps have stopped, which means everything is working there. Look at the stones on this field. It's just crazy. Anyway, we will keep ourselves going through. As we keep climbing, you might be able to see behind me somewhere there'll be a Fendt going backwards and forwards on the hill there, but he is working way through. Not particularly big field there, but just knocking over the top inch or two of the stubble, really making sure everything looks good. And it's been working very nicely indeed. And then, like I say, on the very far side of this hill, we're doing the same thing. We're working over what would have been a bird cover crop, really. But that is some tough plowing because some of that is still about 6 foot tall in places. So that's going to be, it wasn't mulched or it wasn't disked in or anything. So Lord knows how that's going over, but probably not very well. Unlike this ground, which is, aside from the stones, very light. And this is really just going to be us for the day. We're going to get through this field. We're going to then move on to one in between here and home, and then we're going to go back to home. I don't know if the drill will stay on or not. We need to get some one of the fields that's going into winter wheat. We need to get that worked over, and then we'll be on with our a bit more drilling as well there. So it's going to be a busy couple of days, that's for sure. The weather's looking good for us. We can get this all done across the course of the next little bit, and we'll be able to see. But we are gunning, really flying forward now, which is great. Done this contract so far, 5.5 hectares all in right now, which would probably seem to be about right. Didn't take us too long to get the rest of this field done, but we came from another job last night, so we couldn't get it all done straight away. And then, like I say, field management, we get to the end. goes a tractor. There you go. We're just going to slowly turn ourselves around here. Take our time. And there we go. Because we're using GPS, I just miss a row really. It's easier for me. I'll come back and get that all filled in on the alternate path. We're through. Nothing quite so easy, is it really? And we are looking good, good, good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us today. The production depot is firing along. We've got a contract in now to sell a few bits and pieces. Some of the bread that we're able to produce as well from the bakery is being sold off, so we're looking better. We're starting to see a bit more money coming in. Today I need to make that next repayment for financing for the fleet, so we're going to probably lose best part of 20 grand as soon as that goes out, but we'll cross that bridge. Really, that's all we can do. As long as the tractors are all out making money, then I'm good. We'll be having enough money to pay for everything, and that's all that matters really, and we shall see. But otherwise, onwards we go really today, and we'll get everything covered off there. If you've enjoyed this and you haven't done so already, please do hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Give me any comments, feedback, or questions down below, and we'll be back with more from Greenlands as soon as possible. Until next time, though, I've been Simulation for the Nation. I do hope you have enjoyed as we lift everything up and turn around, and we'll see you all in the next one. Catch you later.